And today's story is a children's story, The Flower. Bullies can be mean. Oh. The Flower. Chapter 1. Lisa reached out her bright yellow petals, like one would stretch their arms, waking in the morning sun. The other flowers giggled and shook their smaller but cute petals to fluff up and drink in the sunlight. A bumblebee buzzes by and slowly hovers around Lisa, but then settles onto Emma, one of the brighter violet-petaled flowers. The bee drinks up the nectar and flies off. Lisa sits there wondering if she was bright enough, or maybe didn't pose properly enough to attract the bee. Lisa never talked much with any of the other flowers. She thought she didn't belong because she had bigger and brighter petals with a brighter color. There were times she wanted so much to just let her petals down and try to hide. Chapter 2. Slowly, all the other flowers stopped giggling. Chapter 2. Suddenly, all the other flowers stopped giggling. The ground was starting to shake. A loud chuckle came from high in the sky. Then something big shaded the sun. A big, ugly boot raised above Lisa's head, and suddenly everything went black. The last thing Lisa heard was loud laughter. Slowly Lisa looked up. The sun was still shining brightly, but she could hardly see it. She could not move. She realized that she must be squashed on the ground because the other flowers were tall above her. They were not giggling anymore. There was complete silence. They all just stood and watched. What could anyone do? The flowers could not pull their roots and move over to try to help Lisa get up. Lisa forced herself to look around through the distorted view. She could see all her petals were broken off and crushed into the ground. She knew there was no hope. She was dying. Chapter 3. As Lisa lay in the mess, she started to wonder what she did wrong. The bee didn't even like me. None of the other flowers liked me. Now something big and powerful hated me and crushed me. I did something wrong. I should have not had my petals stretched so wide. Maybe if I wasn't so bright. I don't think I ever belonged to be here. I am a mistake. Then Lisa heard all the other flowers whispering. Emma spoke out. "We are so sorry, Lisa." Lisa could hardly talk, but she replied, "Why are you all sorry? It is all my fault this happened." "No, it is not. Why would you think anything like this could be your fault?" "Because I caused everyone to hate me." Then Amy spoke out. No one hates you. We are so sorry we never talked. We were all too scared to talk to you because you are so pretty. Then Emma spoke. I always thought we were not good enough to talk to you. You are a princess. I would just look at you and wish I could be as pretty. Lisa could not be convinced. No, it is all my fault. If I was not reaching my petals, if I was not standing out, this would have never happened. Tina, a very tiny flower with red petals, spoke out. I am different, but I know I belong. We all do, big and small. We need all kinds and types. How could everyone be the same? Lisa still was stuck at thinking it was all her fault. But I am so tall. I really am different than any of you. I never belonged. Emma was the oldest. She was very smart. The big ugly boot was a bully. Bullies hurt others. They see someone so pretty like you and think that they think they will somehow feel better about themselves by hurting you. Lisa tried to smile at Emma, but could hardly move. So you really think it was not my fault, and it was all caused by the bully? Yes, you did nothing wrong to cause it. Then all the flowers started whispering. Jenna had heard a story long ago of how a flower was healed. Lisa now was convinced it was not her fault, and she was special just the way she was. So Lisa let all the other flowers try to heal her. All the flowers slowly turned their heads towards Lisa. The wind carried healing powers from far away. The sun let out just enough rays to help the healing. Slowly, after several days, Lisa started to grow new petals. Her stem started to mend so she could rise up. Weeks went by, and the rain was ever so gentle to sprinkle Lisa, just enough, but not bump her too much while she healed. All this time, the flowers talked and told stories. No one felt out of place, especially Lisa. She now knew she never would have to let her petals down or think lesser of herself. She could be proud of her shine. Emma was so happy she could now be close friends with Lisa, but then she started to wonder, what can we do about bullies now? The end. And have a nice day.